KI8GM, KI8GM, KSAG Mobile.
WD8IEL.
KI8GM, KI8GM, KSAG Mobile.
Good morning, KSAG, KI8GM. I noticed the microphone cord is a bit stiff, so kind of caught me by surprise. How are you?
Oh, fine. Okay. Yeah, that's a little stiff on there. I think all you need to do is probably just kind of pull it, maybe stretch it just a little bit. I don't stretch it that far, I guess, but it's pretty new yet. But anyway, I'm just having a nice, calm, quiet, restful morning. I'm going to go ahead and in a little while the doctor is going to be sticking needles into me. So that's always a really good way to get your day started.
Yep. In Virginia, we actually had right down the road from us, when we lived in our apartment, we had both our chiropractor and acupuncturist, and they were both in the same, what you want to call it, colonnade type center or office complex. And what I found was the best was to get an adjustment and then try acupuncture. It was kind of an interesting experiment. I just didn't consciously make that choice. Oh, you know what? I apologize. I did that in New Mexico. Same story. Chiropractor was on one side of town, and the acupuncturist wasn't too far from it in the other direction. And so since it's about 45 minutes to get to either office, it just made sense to get everything out of the way at once. And so it just so happened the chiropractor was first, acupuncture was second. And ever since then, I think the best way to do it is, like they say, chiropractor first, acupuncture second. Everything just seemed to be, intense might not be the right word, but you could definitely notice a significant difference. Anyway, KIHGM.
KI8GM, KSAG. Well, I don't know. I never tried to take chiropractic and acupuncture on the same day. I haven't been to the chiropractor for a little while. I've had the nerve ablations and stuff done, and it's been kind of recommended maybe I don't want to do that anymore. So I haven't been back, and I have some stretching exercises and stuff that I do. And that's supposed to like free up other things, you know, little back stiffness, what have you over there. But anyway, usually this kind of helps at least, you know, like for a few days, and it's like I don't know, the effect kind of slowly wears off, or whatever you want to call it. So, have you gotten into any FT8 yet this morning?
Started up the computer and I was going to look and see. Congratulations on, what was it, 2 or 3 new ones last night?
I think that's what it was. It's kind of a nice way to add to things. So, because you did 2 or 3 or 4 a day like that, and after after a couple of weeks, it kind of mounts up. I have to put in for a oh boy, I tell you what, my mind just went blank right there. So, but endorsement. But I don't know. It's kind of nice. For the last, it's been like 2 or 3 days in there. It's working a lot of, a lot of stations in Japan, which I'm not necessarily complaining. It's just must finally probably caught the right band in the right time of the day, and just took advantage of the situation there. But it's kind of nice. It spoils you though too. Spoils you when you're basically busy making contacts. Carl, you're going to have to try that again. We had hardly any audio on that, at least at my end.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. As you turn the mic around, it works better that way.
No, I just didn't realize that my finger was probably over the part of the microphone. I changed hands. Oops, sorry.
It's all right. Either that or you might be trying to talk a little too softly there, but whatever. But you have to repeat that last transmission. I missed about 98% of it.
Well, what I was saying is, according to the MacBook logger thing, it's showing 116 islands out of 1,178 islands. We've talked to with 78 islands actually confirmed. My comment was that you won't have to worry about Japan, since you seem to be extremely popular in Japan. Must be they never saw KSHG before.
Well, I don't know. Unless it's a prefix thing, I don't have any no idea as to what caused the heightened interest, okay, or any notoriety there. It's always been kind of a rather obscure person, I guess, kind of merges into the background easy. But I don't know. They seem to be interested. I'm not going to complain. But seems to me I ran across also a station that was KS5G. I can't remember exactly what it was. You could probably, if you're going to look in the logbook there, you might be able to find that there was a KS8Z as in Zulu, which I think you know about. But I thought that was kind of interesting. I made a good point to work that fellow. And I'm pretty sure he got a smile out of the call anyway. KI8GM, KSAG Mobile.
Yeah, it was 5, actually. We actually had a KS4G. That's right, yeah, KS4G that was in Virginia. He was more than maybe 3 or 4 miles, maybe 5 miles tops, from where our apartment was.
It's kind of interesting. Okay, it's kind of neat when you can run across a station like that on the air. It's kind of nice. And usually the person at the other end will kind of like perk up a couple times, make sure they heard that kind of correctly. Okay, so but it is interesting. But oh well. I don't know. What is HF like, and what band are you on? If you were on FT8 here, I don't remember what you said here. I thought you said you had everything just turned on.
Well, I was listening here to 20 meters, and I see J60HHZ. sure I even talked to him, but that was like 20 years ago. I was on 10 meters. So I'm in St. Lucia.
Well, it's kind of nice too. Supposed to be the sunsets, the spikeal, has kind of been improving. Maybe propagation will improve a little bit. It will over time, of course. But it's fun, and it's nice, of course, when you catch a lot of activity on there. And spend a lot of time just looking for new countries, or at least similar stations that I worked on other bands to kind of work them again. That's always been kind of interesting too. But I know it's fun. Usually, primarily enjoy CW, but it's the FT8 thing is well, that's interesting too. It's kind of an easy thing to do. It doesn't necessarily require a lot of conscious work. I like to be able to, as we were doing there the other day, several other things while FT8's kind of running on its own. I was never that good with CW where I could do multiple things and still copy, so I don't know. Maybe if I just enjoy what I have in hand here. KSHE Mobile.
Yeah, there was a kid, I don't think he was maybe 25, 30, something like that. And he had a YouTube video that someone did put up with him. And he was sitting on two different radios, and he was running a CW contest. Don't ask me what it is anymore. I think it was World Prefix or whatever. He was bouncing back and forth between two radios. Logging didn't, all this didn't miss a beat. So, if you have the right setup, all you have to do is have a well-tuned ear, I guess. It works nowadays. You can automate a bunch of stuff, get the gears just right. All you have to do is make sure you don't flip the calls, I guess, on whichever two bands you're running. I mean, you certainly don't want to do.
Well, you don't want to do that. You want to be able to keep things straight, but it's, concentration, focus, and proficiency. Three different words that kind of come to mind when you're able to do that. It's interesting. I usually like to basically sit one place or the other and do primarily about one thing at a time, or very, very, very limited multitasking. Being on the radio in the car and driving at the same time is about as much multitasking as I think I can reasonably expect to do anymore. I keep being told that you're getting too old for that sort of thing or whatever, but I don't know. I seem to get it done. I can still walk and chew gum, so I haven't deteriorated too far yet.
Look on the bright side. No one asked you to try and do CW during rush hour up and down the 405, or even down in New York City. I don't know how, guys. I guess after a while you get used to it, I suppose. But having rolled up and down the 405 and some other places off of the 405, going further west, once I got down to San Diego, I made it out towards San Diego, I guess they call it a harbor or a bay or whatever the heck it is. And went and visited USS Midway, NI6IW, and I see you have a card here from them. And, that was kind of neat. Did that 2 or 3 times. And then just a little bit of useless trivia or useless, I don't know, just a silly anecdote, I suppose. Just a mile or two, I think, south from where the USS Midway was moored, there's a restaurant. It's a barbecue type shack, if I remember right. Well, anyway, they filmed the 1980s Top Gun in that particular restaurant that I ate in, and they still had the piano. And, you know, if I had to work there, I said, and the all the customers, you know, see all this memorabilia on the wall, and some of them remembering that scene. And I have to say, many of the people I listened to after a while, I'm just thankful they managed to find the key and piano key in the beginning, because they were absolutely horrible piano players. And they didn't even get close to Jerry Lewis's Great Balls of Fire tour.
I figure they were able to kind of enhance that just a little bit, but it really is kind of interesting when you can visit a site where either the filming went on and whatever movie or TV programs. I know they had a deal program not too long ago when they were visiting the locations where they were shooting MASH, and that was interesting. It didn't necessarily ruin the image or something like that, but it worked very well during the show. And there's the same thing too. Some time ago, they went out and there was a location where they had shot the old program Gunsmoke. I don't know about Bananas or something like that. There's some places that you can get to where you can see some of these locations. I suppose you can also kind of track down some locations where certain movies or certain scenes in movies were kind of shot. That might take a lot of work. You'd have to be a really dedicated fan, I think, to follow up on a lot of that stuff. But it really is interesting because you kind of connect with it. Same way when you had me out in New Mexico, a couple places there. You just kind of connect with those spots in history or something like that, or any other place like the Battlefield National Parks or anything. But it's nice to be able to do that. And when reality kind of sets in, some of these actors and stuff are nowhere near as gifted, shall we say, for lack of a better term, than they would be on in real life. So the car distracted me there, so I lost my train of thought. But anyway, KIHM, KSAG Mobile.
Yeah, here is KIHM returning. Yeah, real good. Well, here's a little bit more, I guess, useless things. All these little stories today. According to the book, because the 50th anniversary, I can't remember. They had a commemorative book that they published. It's like a soft cover, flexible looking, like hardcover magazine. It was just sitting there in the supermarket as we were checking out. Excuse me. And picked it up and started flipping through it. Had all kinds of photos of different scenes and things. So Dada took it home, started reading it. And the tragedy in MASH, I think they were going to try and stretch it a little bit more, but it was about the time when they were going to, wrap it all up and things, that a large wildfire swept through the lot. And so, towards the end of the final episode, yes, they wrote into the storyline that they had to move or whatever else, but the reason behind that is that there was a large wildfire that they couldn't control. So either wildfire or just somebody had an oops and set fire to something. Irregardless, the lot burned down, and that kind of hastened the final episode coming into being.
It's interesting too, but Carl, I'm going to go on in. We got a couple minutes here to kind of get checked in and whatever else. So I don't know if I can get started early today or not. So, but it doesn't seem to be very. I'm probably one of the first people here, so I should be in and out fairly quickly. So I'll thank you very much for the chat, and I'll be back to you here just a little bit later on. So KIAGM 73, sir. KSHE Mobile. Clear on your final.
Yeah, good luck with the doctor. I'll be here for a little bit. Actually, I'll be here for a little bit longer. So, just kind of enjoying the radio before taking off tomorrow. So, yeah, good luck. Give me a call and pick things up where we left them. KSAG, KIH, 73 for now.
3, Carl. KSAG Mobile clear. KI8GM, KI8GM, KSAG Mobile.
WD8IEL.
Good morning again. KSAG, KIAGM. Got out the sequence here in FT8. I'm not too sure if this call went through. It might have been, I didn't get the signal report, darn it. This was BA7LUI, which will be number 2 for FT8.
Okay, Carl, your audio is way down again. It's a little hard for you to hear. I don't know if you have to bump your power up or whatever, but you're a little harder to hear again that time.
Yeah, it's the microphone. I keep on covering up the microphone. Silly thing. Anyway, this would have been number 2, the second Chinese station here on FT8. And I think what happened is the order here, I think, got out of sync. So, yeah, because I was trying to call him, and unfortunately, signal reports were not exchanged. However, 73 was, so that's basically incomplete. I need to go back and ask what was the final signal report.
Okay. Well, let's see. Well, we're headed south out of Chelsea here too, by the way, and we're going to stop over there at the cemetery on the way back, and I think after that we're going to come right straight home. But anyway, so are you having a good time with the equipment up there?
Yes, I am. I'm going to enjoy FT8 for a few more minutes, and then try to get cleaned up a little bit. And, you know, I haven't really fiddled with CW since I've been home. Although we still have to get that the keyer set up for you, the wind keyer, and see about making you feel comfortable so that we can set you up with push button operation number 2.
It'll probably be interesting to get that thing started. I don't know why we were having trouble with the key, but whatever. I guess you always, well, nothing, I guess, necessarily simple. There's always got to be some kind of a subtle glitch someplace along the line that you got to get sorted out. It would be interesting, okay? So, yeah, I'm not necessarily having all the automation. I'm strictly manual all the time. So, but that will be an interesting improvement, I guess. Time marches on, as they say, Carl. KIAGM, KSAG Mobile.
Yeah, fine business. Yeah, you got a little fluttery towards the end of your transmission. So you definitely sound like you're in the car. I don't think that little antenna is doing the trick for you. I mean, I know it's a compromised antenna anyway, but yeah, this repeater has good, very nice coverage, so it should have been no problem for you to hit it where you're at. That leads me to believe that the antenna is, there may not be anything super wrong with the antenna, but I'm sure it would be good to find a slightly different one just for comparison. I'm not talking about that halfway that you have, but that would not be a fair comparison, but definitely see if you can find a smaller footprint that has a similar form factor to the antenna that you have, but just a little newer. I think you have that that little guy for I'm trying to think, 15 plus years.
Carl, your hand is or something. I don't know if you got part of the mic covered up there again or not, but it's been awful hard for me to hear in the car. Of course, I've got some white noise in here. Not that the hearing aids or something I wear now has anything to do with it probably, but it makes this a little bit difficult to hear.
Can you hear me any better?
Oh, that worked. Up with that in. I didn't think it would happen. I could understand standing in.
Well, I know I'm getting into the repeater fine. That's not a question, minus the audio. However, I think you're in a bad spot there with that antenna, and all I was saying was, I know you're working on a compromised antenna anyway. But you certainly need to maybe find maybe a slightly newer antenna, simply because that thing has been kind of old. Had it for a while, at least like 10 plus years, 15 years, and you should be able to get to the repeater with no problem. However, I think the antenna itself might be it might be time to replace it, is all I'm saying. And by the way, South Korea is on 30 meters. It's CW, coming out of California, I heard of.
That's interesting too. Well, maybe it is the antenna. I don't know. It just, there's a white noise on the signal at this end. That might contribute to the antenna. Between the white noise on it, and I think it's your tone of voice or something like that. It's probably just my problem. And it's kind of trouble. It's one of those golden getting those.
Yeah, fine business. Well, you dropped out of the repeater towards the end of that. But explains why I hear a lot of snoring on the end of the phone calls. Must have a really either calming voice or boring voice, one of the two. Anywho, Hotel Sierra 7 is on Thailand, and if we can snag that one, that would be another new one. It's not doing too bad. The signal from what I'm able to pick up here in the decode is only a -9. And all of the other numbers look well, so unless he has the rest of the world calling him, may have a fighting chance.
WD8IEL.
Yeah, you're not making the repeater if you're trying, so I guess I'll just hang out and listen for you. So call when you can, KIHM.